Hey folks, I want to go over how to cite your article from the database and then what note cards look like in Noodletools. This is what was done on Tuesday for fifth period and then Wednesday for first and third period for the week after Martin Luther King Day. Here we go. Starting on Big 6 worksheet number 2, you want to come into the database section that again has all the directions for how to get into databases. This first section was how to get into databases through your MyTRL account with the public library. And then the second set of directions starts here with next, let's find a database article in the CHS library. You need to do one of those two directions to get to an article that is coming from a journal, a magazine, or a newspaper, and you'll get a pre-formatted citation that looks like this. I will quickly model that here again as well. So if you don't have something on Big 6 number 2 in this box already, do this search along with me. If you do, you can fast forward into the video until you see me starting to get into Noodletools. But if you don't, from Capital's homepage, we're going to go through Proquest rather than through the public library because the username and password are super easy for that one, although I do love our public library's databases. You're going to click on the OSD portal up in the top here. You will come down to, let me change it to student view. Come down to Proquest databases. So it says the username and password will be Olympia SD. And once you get here, clicking on Proquest in the lower left, and now it will search all journals, books, dissertations, videos, as well as everything else in this drop down all at one time through 9 different databases. Actually, we do want to tick this full text box. Put in my search terms and have it do a search. And now I would need to take the time to read until I find an article that is going to be helpful for my paper. This one titled The Benefits of Cell Phones on Education looks promising. Once I read through this, if I decide that yes, there is content in here that I would want to quote or paraphrase to put into my paper to help me make an effective argument, I am ready to get what's called the citation. Come up to the circle up here where it says Cite, click on that. Use the drop down to change it to MLA 8th edition. Highlight from the author's last name to the end. Control or Command C to copy that. And then you should dump it into your Big 6 number 2. And then go ahead and open up your Noodletools while you still have that copied. Let me close what I was working on earlier today. And you would first come in and you probably only see one source cited so far because we've only done one website. I do have another source there right now because of work I did with fifth period today. I want to begin by saying I am ready to cite a new source. So clicking on the green New Source button. This time I'm getting it from the database. And I'm going to go ahead and click Journal. It does not matter what I click because we're actually copy pasting something that is a pre-formatted one. We don't have to fill in any of these boxes. So here on the upper right hand area, next to the left of the blue Save button is a box that says Quick Cite, Copy Paste Citation. I click on that. And I scroll down to the box that says Manually Edited Citation, put my cursor there, and paste my citation in there, and then hit the blue Save button. So as easy as that, I have pasted in my citation from my Big Six number 2, or found my citation, found an article, and cited it from just a search today. As I scroll down, you can now see it's the third one listed because it gets listed alphabetically by author last name. In addition to that, doing that citation, we also went over the rubric for grading the citations and note cards, and that is in Schoology. When we also created our first note card and asked that students work on creating a second note card. So to do note cards, I need you to click on the word New next to the citation itself. When I click on the word New, it's going to open up a new window, and the first box it wants you to fill in is the title, but do not give it a title yet. You don't know what you're going to quote from this article yet. Instead, go back to the article and read it, and when you have come across something that you think would be helpful for you to use as an argument, then you can copy paste that over into the note card. So I'm just quickly scrolling through this article I just happened to find. So this quotation, which is actually a small paragraph, but 3 sentences, that's a bit much. I'd probably, looking at it again, I might actually grab it from here, students, because this is what intrigued me. I hadn't thought about the use of a cell phone during a crisis and whether that's a good or a bad thing with technology in education. It's my first time ever reading this article, so that intrigues me, and I want to do a note card about it. So I can copy that right there, and I come over to Noodletools, and I want to paste that information in. And since I happen to copy a little bit less than the full sentence, I'm going to put in three periods to create an ellipses, and then put a quotation mark, and put an end quotation mark at the end to show it is an actual quote. Now that I have that, I'm going to do a space and a Shift 9 to get my parentheses, and I'm going to need to put the author's last name or whatever is showing up here up in the source button. So I do have an author's last name, but if you didn't have a last name there, the next piece is going to be the title of the article. So there's my author's name. And now since I've added the in-text citation, I actually need to put a period on the outside of that because that is what really completes my sentence. I can get rid of the period on the inside. Now I can go give it a title. And And then I will need to come over here and give it a paraphrase as well. So if I put my cursor there, I need to come and use my own words to explain what this quotation is about. Okay. Wow, this is my wording. It's the author's idea still, so I need to give credit to that author simply by copy pasting over my in-text citation at the end of this one as well. Now I'm ready to do my ideas. My ideas is when I get to start thinking of what was that aha I was having? What was I thinking? Where would I use this in my paper? So I often try to give students some starters for their sentences here. So this is important because, oops, or this proves that. How can you continue the conversation after the quotation? What was that aha you're having? Tie this back to your research question. Filling in all three parts of this note card is considered a complete note card. If you don't have all three parts filled in, you don't get full credit on it. And we asked students to do 2 note cards today. If you can get 2 note cards from your one article you did the citation on today, great. If you can only get 1 note card from it, then you want to go do another note card from the website citation that you did last week, you can open that up and do that. When we get back together again at the end of the week, we'll be asking you to do 2 more note cards and do a simple annotation of one of your sources, and that will be it for my time with you. Thanks, and have a good day.